Hi everyone. I decided I was going to make some snow globe shaker cards for Christmas cards this year. And I just wanted to jump on with a few tips of things that I found while making these. Now, this particular pattern I got from Crafting with Sarah. I've been collecting these snow globe templates for a while because I've been wanting to make them, but it turned out that I liked her template the best. I will see if I can link you her video on the construction of this because obviously she's already done that. I just wanted to share some tips that I had along the way. So on some of these I used the little styrofoam balls, and on this one I just used glitter because I'm mailing this one and I didn't want it to be as thick, and you need it to be quite thick in order to use these little balls. So on this one, which I'm mailing, I ended up cut out 2 of these in paper for this card. And so it doesn't have very much of a raise at all. And then I just put a little bit of glitter in there. And it actually still shakes around, which is amazing because there's not really much depth there. And then on the rest of them, I cut out this foam, 3 for each one. Now this one's only 2, so you can see it's that thickness. This one, which I haven't finished making yet, has the 3 thickness. So this one I made with the 3 thickness, and the balls move, but not that well because they keep getting stuck to the top and the static cling is making them stick. So I ended up, for these 2, I ended up putting an extra one in. So now this one has 4 layers, but they shake really nicely now. They just fall, and it's like the perfect height now. And I also use the static cling sheets on the inside just to help. But yeah, see, these ones, the balls move around no problem. And again, that was using 4 of these. So I cut out a lot of these, and I used the knife blade when cutting those out. This one I wish before I glued it together I knew, but like they just keep getting stuck in position, but they move a little bit. But I really needed that extra height that I did on the other ones. Also, I tried to get fancy on this one, and I also added a little bit of glitter. But I did find the glitter I used has kind of a powder in there, and now it's made the acetate kind of foggy looking. So I don't really like that. I don't know if you're seeing that on camera, but in person it's quite foggy. And by the way, this is a picture of me way back. I don't even know how old I was there. 10, 12. I also decided to make a couple of these double-sided, so it's got the snow globe on one side, and I still put a picture in on the back side as well. I think I did it on this one too because that one has the front, and then there's also a picture on the back. So I thought that was kind of cool, as opposed to just having nothing on the back. So tip number 1 I have is that if you want to use these little styrofoam balls for your shaker cards, I had to cut 3 of these in craft foam and glue them together. So there's 3 glued together there to make the height enough that this can shake. And another tip I have is if you cut out your front round piece here in slightly different materials, then you can use the cutout piece in the middle like I did there. So I just used the extra cutout piece, put it on there, And then I had some, you know, sticky gems, which I added on. And I'm just did this for the back of my card. So I've got the shaker card on the front, and then on the back, I just made a flat version for the back. It's actually going to be this card here. These two are going to go together. This is going to go like that after I put the shaker bits in there. And then this one's going to go on the back. And that is strictly because I could not decide on which photo I wanted to use for this card. So I'm making shaker in the front and just a regular in the back. And then the card's still going to open up once I attach it to this. It's still going to open up like a card. But you don't have to even have it as a card. I was contemplating putting a stand on this because they're so cool looking. And if you don't have any of these special gem things, then you just save the cutouts from the rest of your cards. See, I saved all these snowflakes from there, and then you can use those on here instead. And it's especially useful doing the gems here for people that don't have a Cricut that works well for intricate. I don't seem to have a problem, but I know other people complain about not being able to do fine detail. So you can see it a little bit more clearly here that this one I did in gold and this one I did in silver, which is good because then I can use the leftover pieces. If I wanted to not do this delicate piece, I can just use one of the other cutouts from one of the other colors right in here. If you're mass producing these for Christmas cards and you kind of alternate your colors, then you can mix and match the cutouts. As you can see, I have such a huge amount of stuff that I won't be using right there, and then all these little cutouts. So what I decided to do for this piece, instead of cutting this out with the ring on top as all one piece, in Cricut Design Space, I just took a box, put it on top, and then sliced out this top piece. Because if I left that extra piece there, I'm going to be wasting so much. I'm going to be wasting more of these center squares in material, and I did not want to do that. So I just cut off the top ring, and I'm going to be saving a lot of material that way. And then this just going to go behind there like that. And then you can take one of these cutouts and take one of these cutouts. It's hard to do while I'm holding the phone, sorry. Take one of those, put it there, and then you can put this on top. Less material you're wasting instead of cutting this out in a full ring shape and then cutting out a full one of these to go behind. You don't need to. You can skip those two and just make them small like this. Use the center pieces that are already cut out. And then you can glue or tape it on the back. I was doing a bit of both, but this is very shiny material, so I wanted to make sure that it's taped down there. And also that'll help make your card thinner if you're mailing it as well. And there, like I said, the little bits that cut out from here, I can save those and use those because they're so nice. Okay, so another tip is if you're finding that your balls are sticking still to the top, you can take a dryer sheet and rub it on this before you put it on. It may help with this static attraction. And here's my test for you. I'm going to take my dryer sheet here, rub it on the acetate. This one does not have any dryer sheet stuff on it, and see how they stick on here, which I don't really like that. So if I put these on here now, they should roll off. Yeah, see, they're not staying on. I don't know how long that's going to last for. There's a couple that are still sticking. But maybe long enough for the person who gets your card to give it a good shake without them sticking. And if you're like me and you accidentally forgot to change write your text to pen, because this is what I was going for, and it cuts it out instead. I don't want to waste this one because I'm making tons of cards anyways. So what I've done is I've just cut out a piece of colored, and I'm going to put it behind there. And then I'm going to take whatever pieces of lettering I need to fill in the blanks of this. And then if I want to, I can take another one of these backings to put it on the back of that. And no one will know that it wasn't supposed to be like that. I also just realized that if you do want to do cutout text, guess what I have? A huge stack here of already cut out centerpieces, because every single one of these things that I cut out has that center cut already. So I have a huge stack here, and I didn't have to actually cut a new one. I could just use one of these ones that I already have from my stack of cutouts, and there, it'll go in there perfectly. Anyways, just thought I would point that out because pretty obvious. I already had those shapes cut out. And if you really don't feel like making your own Christmas cards this year, I have uploaded a ton of new dog Christmas cards to my Pedomania Stop Etsy shop. I have all sorts of new cards. I really liked this tree with the snow background when I was making my Snowglobe cards. So I thought these would make really nice cards. So I uploaded a whole bunch of different dog cards, and I have lots of different dog merch. So please check me out. It's pedomaniastop.etsy.com. Thanks, everyone. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Happy card making. So much fun this time of year to spread a little cheer.